What's going on, everybody, and welcome back for Season 2, Episode 26 of Hit the Books, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of sports and sports gambling. Each episode, we break down the latest news and trends, provide analysis, and offer up our best bets and betting advice. So let's hit the books this week. For this week's episode, we have everyone here back ready to talk some sports. We rounded out the first round of the NHL and NBA playoffs. On to the second round. The NFL draft was last week as well. Some teams coming out better than others, and some updates in the MLB to cap off this week. So let's jump in this week's episode by introducing my co-hosts, Huff, Ace, and Mackie. Huff, start off with you this week. What's going on, buddy? Back for another week.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Like you said, another week in the books. NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs have totally delivered so far. We just had a couple of Game 7s all in the NHL. 3 great games all around. I know a couple of the scoring in the last one in Mackie's matchup wasn't exactly how we wanted it to go, but it was a good, all 3 were great Game 7s, and the NBA playoffs, second round's underway. Lakers with a huge Game 1 win last night in Golden State. So vibes are high coming from me, and I'm excited to be back.
Good stuff. Ready for another week here. Ace, you're up next. What do you got for me, dude?
Yeah, another week. Happy to be back with the boys. Tough, though, after the Bruins utterly crushed my hopes and dreams of winning a Stanley Cup this year in that brutal Game 7 loss. But, yeah, ready to talk some more sports. Still depressed over hockey, but still big enough a fan to watch. I mean, it's the NHL playoffs. How do you not? So, ready to get that going. MLB's rolling, too, so ready to go this week.
Heck yeah, I love to hear it, Ace. We will hear more from you about your time at the Bruins game, as well as what the Bruins have done here to finish off their season. Mackie, let's finish off with you before we jump in this week's episode. What do you got for us, dude?
Yeah, happy to be back. Like I said, I'm kind of on the same page as him here. Not where we wanted to be with the Rangers. Huff, that's really not funny.
This was me last year, dude. So you beat me last year. So now you know. First round.
Yeah, disappointing loss, Game 7. We'll get into that a little. But, yeah, just got to be back talking sports.
Heck yeah, guys. Lots of good stuff this week. NHL round 1 complete, on to the second round. NBA, same thing. NFL, draft, MLB, lots of stuff to cover. So let's start off this week's episode with a little segment, top 3 sports jerseys of all time. I'm curious to hear what you guys think, who you guys think are the best jerseys of all time. Who wants to start?
I can go first.
Yeah.
See, I took a different route than you guys probably did. You guys probably went flashy and everything. I went more iconic. I went a little flashy, but I went more iconic. In no order, just my top 3. Obviously, there's 1,000 of them, so I'm gonna go with the New York Yankees pinstripe, just because you know.
Is that one?
To explain myself. I just said there's no order, but yeah, we could say that's one. We can go with one. That was my main one.
All right.
Second one, the Mighty Ducks, Anaheim Mighty Ducks, with the duck on the front with the hockey sticks going across. I love it. It's iconic. It has a movie after it. Number 2, and then number 3, I'm going with Toronto Raptors. With the dinosaur, the purple ones,
The purple,
with the
yeah.
dinosaur on it, yeah. With the raptor,
Vince Carter, you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are my 3.
That's a good list there, Mac. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a solid list.
Thanks.
Gotta throw your Yankees, not your Yankees, but the Yankees in there. I could never throw Yankees
you gotta
jersey in my
respect it.
top picks.
Yeah,
I don't
Just
think.
such a classic
You
jersey.
gotta respect it.
I don't think I would ever come near anywhere touching it, buying it, looking at it, seeing it, anything. But what are you gonna do?
You can see one if you look back there. Jeter.
All right, Huff. You gotta worry about those Pirates. They're actually good.
Oh, you got McCutcheon hanging right in front of him,
He's
ready
still
to
got the
use.
Yankees on his mind.
Those answers. Huff, you want to go next?
All
Or you
right,
want me to rip it?
Who's next?
Ace, you go.
All right. Yeah, Mackie, that was a good list too. I kind of mixed between the flashiness and the iconic stature of the jersey. I'm gonna go with an honorable mention first. Just like a pretty cool jersey because I like the logo more so than the jersey. I'm gonna go with the Florida Marlins pinstripe jersey from like 2003 when they won the World Series. Love that fish on there. I can't believe they got rid of it for the one they have now. Love that team as well. Beat those Yankees that you guys like to rep. So can't hate that. Going on to my
at all.
yeah. Just rep their jersey. But all right, going in at 3. I'm gonna go with the Blackhawks jersey. Chicago Blackhawks probably have the cleanest standard jersey out of anybody in the in any sport, I would say. I think I remember hearing something like it costs more to make that jersey than they do to sell it because of all the threads that they have to put on. Like such a great logo too. Just classic vintage and associate that with success too. It's pretty cool. Number 2, this is my homer pick here. I went with the Patriots red jerseys, but I'm talking about the full uniform with the Pat the Patriot on the helmet with the white.
That's hype.
Yeah, I love that one. They got those back now thanks to the NFL. So gotta love that. Very vintage as well. And then number 1, Mackie, I had the Anaheim Mighty Ducks jersey as well. I went with the maroon or eggplant colored one specifically because I think that's just kind of flashy. It's just iconic. Timu Solane. I mean, John Sebastian Jaguar. Those guys are great. And then, of course, the Mighty Ducks movies. So those are my top 3. But, yeah, I feel like as hockey guys, how could you not have the Mighty Ducks in there?
A Boston jersey was minus 3,000 odds to be in Ace's top 3.
It was a Patriots jersey.
I thought it was going to be some Bruins jersey.
I thought it was gonna be a Bruins jersey too.
Yeah, the Bruins have some sick ones. But they're my favorite ones of theirs are too new, I think, to put in there. I went with I guess classic.
That one behind you, the one that's yellow, the yellow one of the one that's behind you. I really like that one.
Yeah, the original Pooh Bear, like Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
I'm not putting a Bruins jersey on my list right now because of what they just did to me. So,
All right, Huff, let's hear you.
You go.
All right. My top 3 is interesting. Not on purpose. I ended up getting one from each sport, NFL and NBA, NFL, NHL, and NBA. No, sorry, NFL, NHL, and MLB. I'm going to go with the San Diego Chargers, the bright blue one with the lightning bolt on the shoulder. I love that
my
one.
NFL one that I was like, if I have an NFL, it has to be that.
It's so good. I'm so pumped about that one.
Well,
next
I do
one,
have an NFL, but I found a way to edge it out.
Fair. My next one is classic Yankees pinstripe. Can't go wrong. It's just so clean all the time. That solid white with the pinstripes is just can't beat it.
Ew.
And then I'm going biased a little here. The 92 Pens jersey with the old Pens logo.
Marla Mew, Yarmer Yager.
Yeah,
beautiful.
exactly.
I actually,
So
when I was looking through, I was looking at that jersey, and I was like, bet you one of these two are gonna have it on there. But yeah, that is a very good jersey.
I like that one, and then honorable mention the Pittsburgh cross, the chest, the write out the whole word Pittsburgh. They did that for the reverse retros here 2 years ago.
Penguins.
Yeah.
With the yellow writing and the black jerseys. Yeah, those are fresh.
Yep.
Isn't that a bit knockoff from the Rangers?
I mean, it's nothing new. I don't.
Right. Possibly, yeah.
I get it. I understand.
It's good style.
All right. Yeah, that's a solid list. The San Diego Chargers one, that's a good pick. But my 3, I'm gonna go honorable mention Ace. It was hard for me also to keep out. My honorable mention is the Chicago Blackhawks, the red. I always liked that jersey, but I was a Red Wings fan growing up, so I always fucking hated them. So for me to put that in there, it means a big thing for me. But honorable mention to the red Blackhawks home jersey. That, I mean, like you said, all the different colors on it. That logo is so classic. So number 3, I'm gonna go North Carolina basketball. The light blue with the plaid on the side, March Madness, what you're seeing in the Final Four, what you saw last year, 2 years ago, whenever that was now. The classic North Carolina basketball, the light blue, the Tar Heel blue. That's number 3. Number 2, my bias pick, just the classic black Steeler jersey. It hasn't changed for 90 years for a reason, doesn't need to. Number 1, the red home Detroit Red Wings. I think that's the best uniform in the NHL, in my opinion. Just 3 classic uniforms, and an honorable mention. I mean, two of those NHL ones are all original 6 there, but yeah, I think the Red Wings is easily my favorite uniform in sports.
That red just pops, especially
my honorable mention, kind of crazy, like not necessarily like crazy, but like colors that maybe none of us picked the college football jersey. LSU's white with the yellow helmet. That's up there.
If I didn't hate the Bruins, I would say the yellow Tahoe ones. I think those are just the flashiest jerseys of all time. The one where Pasta had the vintage glasses with the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
it's so hard to pull off a yellow jersey.
So yeah, just not gonna put that there right now. Give it some time.
Alrighty. Very good there, boys. Love to hear all the top jerseys. Let's start off this week's episode with the NHL. The first point I have here, very interesting. When Huff sent it to us, I was amazed. All the money bet on the Stanley Cup winner at BetMGM, 47.4% of that was on the Bruins. The next closest was the Avs with 10.8%. So yet another year, Vegas wins. Even right before the second round even starts.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
we
neither
should-
of these teams
we should-
even make it out.
We should have known right there that they weren't going to win it. Vegas is not going to lose all that.
One thing that sucks is like you got to tune into our podcast. Obviously, this year I, as a homer pick, would have said hammer the Bruins no matter what. But if you were to look at it, probably Mackie and Huff, and Jesse would all agree with me. There's a lot of teams out there in the NHL that can always win every year, and there's some great value on some good teams down in those rankings. Like even the Oilers probably had some good odds coming in. Like a lot of high end teams that are still going.
One hill I will die on. I don't care if my Penguins didn't make the playoffs. I said that's my take that I want to take away from this podcast. Mackie, you stood there with me. I don't think you're as proud of yourself though, because your Rangers fell in Game 7 as well. I said that President's Cup team was not getting out of the first round, but I mean, it's the NHL playoffs. Like you said, any team can win any night. It's like it's no knock to them. It's just obviously I'm going to point the finger.
No,
at them, but
Huff, it's true. Like I couldn't have agreed with you as a Bruins fan.
oh, absolutely.
I had to be like full steam
it
ahead.
was-
Pretend it didn't even exist. Like
Dude,
what?
it's the
What
best,
curse?
the best record of all
It's
time.
also-
Like you have no reason to be scared of that Florida team until here's your one takeaway. You said for the past month, who's the one team you don't want to see?
The
The
Panthers.
Florida Panthers. Because you said they're the only team you thought they could hang with them, and that's exactly what. I thought they outplayed them 5 out of 7 games. The
Their
one
legs.
game, dude, they're really good. That's why they're up 1-0 on the Leafs.
Yeah, that's why I took them to win the series against the Leafs too. I know we're kind of preluding that, but that team has such fresh legs, and they're the former President's Trophy winners. Like that's what a lot of people forget about. And let's not forget about this. Huff, you remember your Penguins were in this race and they were playing good hockey to miss the playoffs. The Panthers were red hot coming into this playoffs. They were fully healthy. Their coach is very experienced too, but I love the value there on them now. Obviously not a fan of them, but that's a great hockey team. And Matthew Tkachuk's a primetime player.
We were
the
the team you guys wanted to see in the first round.
Oh yeah, because you have older legs than us. Nobody else does.
I
We'd
was
actually-
gonna say we were the only team that would have looked slower than you guys. I mean, the Islanders looked slow in the first round, but we were the only team that probably would have looked slower on ice.
That's such
Yeah,
a
that's
tough
the thing
draw.
about the Panthers. Panthers are playing playoff hockey for the past month, basically. I mean, you're playing to get into a playoff spot. They know what it's about and everything. Bruins haven't really been tested the entire season, so, like you said, they were the President's Trophy winners last year. So you run into a brick wall like that. It's a tough matchup. Even if you got past it, you still had a tough road. You have Maple Leafs. If you get past that, you have either the Red Hot Devils or the Hurricanes. So it's the hardest road ever for the President's Trophy winners. But yeah, you just don't like to see it. You hate to see it.
Oh,
I'd hate to see it. I'd hate to see it, but
yeah,
you hate
but
to see it.
that's such, in my opinion, that's such a light path to the cup. Like after the Panthers, the Panthers are the team. Panthers and Devils is who I'd fear the most probably because this playoffs has shown you already. Like these series, these young legs, dude. These young legs are just so fast. I hate them.
You were the biggest hater for the Devils
I
coming
know,
into the series.
I
You had
know.
Rangers in 5.
Oh my god, I know.
Dude,
They shocked me.
I was the one saying like I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of them. We were all over the Rangers game 1, game 2.
I
soon
was
as
the only one that was like kind of scared of them.
I know. And as soon as the Devils won game 3, I immediately jumped. And that's why I don't know if we took the Rangers at all the rest of that series. And it was literally every night. I took them game 4. I didn't take them game 5. I did take them. No, I think we took the Rangers game 6 to even the series. And then I was big on I double united the Devils. I really
We
liked
took them
them in
5
game
and
7.
6.
Oh,
I took them 5 and 6.
I took the Rangers.
But that wasn't really what I was worried about because I knew that Rangers don't know how to not bring a series to 7 games. So I basically knew the series was going 7 off rip. It's just the way that you come out and play game 7. You simply just didn't want it as bad as the Devils did. That's exactly what it was. They couldn't keep the puck in the zone for more than 5 seconds. Couldn't make more than one tape to tape pass. Devils just wanted it more. They were moving their feet. Jack Hughes, best player on the ice, top 5 player in the league, in my opinion, after the series. They just wanted it more than the Rangers, and it's sad because a star-studded lineup like that should not go down in the first round. But, if your feet aren't moving, your feet aren't moving.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that last point. That's such a big factor in today's NHL. These two young teams, the Panthers and the Devils, both play the same brand of hockey with that speed all game, heavy offense. Goalies that aren't that good that are playing well though. They lean on their top defensemen. They shorten that bench. But like coming into the series, Mackie, it's crazy to say that you're the only one that was nervous about it. Huff and I were so confident. You can go back to the beginning of the year as confident as I was in the Bruins. The three of you were with the Rangers. That was your future win the Stanley Cup all year. We kind of repped it. And I guess we just bought into the hype with these names, and they're really not as good as we thought they were. And maybe Mackie knew that going into the series.
Obviously watching every game, I see the downfalls of this team, and I see where they can be weak. And they just simply showed it for 4 out of 7 games. Like you were watching two separate teams in games 1, 2, and 6. You blew them out 3 out of 7 games, and you just can't. In my opinion, you are clearly the better team in this situation. They just cannot find a way to click. They can't find a way to get together. They can't find a way to play together. Gallant's changing the lines every period. I mean, you're not going to get a groove with someone, even towards the end of the season. Like, the end of the season, if something's not working, but you want to work those lines together, just keep it going. Try to get them to get some chemistry or something. There was nothing. He was changing it the entire end of the season. They had nothing going for them. And yeah, I did see that a little. But they still had the lineup to do it. So I don't care if you couldn't find them the chemistry or anything. You got to figure something out there. You get shut out in a game 7 is pretty pathetic.
Mackie, I mean, I guess you can just say time is a flat circle. This is what you're used to your whole life. You have that caliber goalie who stands on his head and the team does nothing. I think that clip of Igor skating to his bench and yelling at his team resonates with your fandom as a Rangers fan.
It's just we just waste the best goalie in the league consistently. It's what we're good at, and he is
Huff,
the best goalie in the league.
Huff, did you see that?
What?
When Igor went to the bench and started ripping his teams because they suck, and he's just like playing. Dude, he made a gross save. Goes over to the bench, is literally chirping the boys at a commercial break.
Bro, he's cursing them out.
I'm like, that's the New York Rangers right there, because he's pissed because he's
so
playing
frustrating, great. Bro.
And it goes
he's
back
sitting there making full ice. He's making full ice passes the entire game, trying to get them to get something started. He created a breakaway. I don't even know if they hit the net on it in that game. It's just like, help the guy out, bro. He makes save after save for you guys, bails you guys out 100 times a game, and you can't pop one in the fucking net for him. It's just it's pitiful. I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
I just hope he doesn't leave. I hope he doesn't leave in 2025 now. I wouldn't want to be there playing for that team.
No, you guys have. I said it all year though, Mackie. The good thing you can count on is you guys have your best years ahead of you, in my opinion. I just retool that bottom 6, but the thing is, like, it's so crazy to see these memes all over the internet with Henrik Lundqvist and Igor Shesterkin. He's like, first time, and like, I mean, we all know this. Seeing the Rangers, this is what happens. The 3 goaltenders get let down. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Dude, the memes are crazy, dude. You also got to see the people overreacting, telling it. People are saying,
what do you think I'm seeing in Boston?
Everything.
What do you think I'm seeing on Boston?
Like, shut up. You guys are like, it's Twitter accounts that like their profile picture is like not even them. It's just like a tree or something, so they don't know who's talking. But it's just like the overreactions are incredible. I'm like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know about you, but after that Bruins loss, I mean, my phone was dead right after the game, and I didn't charge it until the next morning. Didn't go on social media for at least 2 days.
Dude, when they went down, I texted Mackie. I was like, we may not hear from him until Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, that was a wild. That one's tough. And just to, you went off on your Rangers a bit there. Just a quick point on my Bruins. I'm gonna chalk this one up. There's a lot of different things you can talk about, but I'm gonna chalk this one up to the head coaching inexperience of Jim Montgomery, Coach of the Year, but his inexperience in the playoffs definitely showed there. How do you make these goaltending choices? If you're going to play Swayman and Olmark's not feeling it, you play him earlier in the series. You don't stop rolling the dice. If you've been playing with him and he's hurt, you keep it going in Game 7. I don't understand that. But it's a tough call. I mean, he buys into the hype. He reads all the things. And Swayman's a good goalie too. So, like, how do you make that call? I mean, I'd stick with who I've got. And then on top of that, think about those Bergeron and Krejci injuries. he inserts them into the lineup in Game 5 when you're up 3-1. Why not just give him the other day of rest when the lineup that you've played is 3-0 or 2-0 back-to-back games? I mean, I know that you want to get your guys in there if they're saying they're good, but give them another day to rest and ride that. I mean, I'm going to chalk that one up on Monty.
That decision by Jim Montgomery to start Swayman in Game 7, I think literally goes down as one of the worst coaching decisions in NHL history. How do you have – okay, yeah, like you said, if you want to get him out of there, you know you have Swayman behind him who is a stellar goaltender, not a backup anywhere else. But how do you have your Vezina-winning goaltender literally coming off the best season in NHL history, going into Game 7? He's played all 6 games coming up to this. It's not like they were going back and forth. You have him – he won 40 out of 47 games this year, and you have a Game 7, and you don't put him in the net. I mean, that's just like that's mind-boggling. And that the thing is with that is that you're putting it in Swayman's head where we're like, all right, now all the pressure's on me. I need to win. Give up a quick week one. Then what are you thinking? You're already lost right there. Everyone's thinking the same exact thing. He needs to make the next save. And he did. He rebounded a little, but some of the goals were pretty weak. And I think the entire time everyone was just thinking about, like, what if Ullmark was in net? And I don't know. I think that was a terrible decision, and it really backfired on him.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And one of the good quotes I hear from the real fans out there is it seems like Jim Montgomery is listening to talk radio a bit too much. I mean, like I said before, think about this though, Mac. You're a goaltender. If he's hurt and you know that earlier in the series, why don't you play him in 5 or 6? Because that way, if Swayman goes out there and wins, we're like, all right, let's go. We're on to the next round. And then we roll Ullmark. If he loses, you're like, all right, now let's turn back to Ullmark. You can't just insert someone into Game 7. It's only been done 4 times in history. Only one of those guys actually lost the start. Swayman was the second. The only one was your boy, what's his name? He's the goalie now for the Penguins.
Jared?
Yeah, Jerry.
Ming?
It was Jerry. I believe he was the only person that start a Game 7 after not playing all series and winning. He was the only one that lost. And Swayman's the second one to do that now. So, I mean, I wouldn't have done that. Terrible coaching decision, but even in that game, though, the Bruins went up 3-2. Pasternak scores the game-winning goal, and you give up such a cheap one at the end in the third. And like, I knew it was coming because the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, we just got to bleed this clock. Already a bad thing to have that mindset. And then I'm like thinking about back to the other games, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the slowest I've ever seen. It's 13, then 10, then 9. It's still going. And I'm like, oh my god. Then the stadium starts rocking, and I'm like, oh god, we might pull this off. They pull the goalie. We ice the puck. It almost goes in. I'm like, all right, we're fine. We're chilling. We have Bergeron out there. But if you were watching that game, the way they collapsed, it's literally like they wanted to get scored on. They stopped playing aggressive and let the Panthers do whatever they want. Puck goes in, tip off a play, goes in. That's a hockey goal. That's a Game 7 goal. And then it's anybody's game in overtime. But after that, the Bruins are kind of defeated.
Well, once that puck went off Bobrovsky's stick, Pasta's shot that was going far side, Bob didn't even react to it; just hit his stick.
It knocked his stick down.
You just had to know it wasn't going your way. You knew they were going to pot one. Just that you're just not getting the bounces. It's just how it goes, you know. But yeah, that's pretty tough giving one up late like that. I cannot agree with that goaltending decision. Like you said, yeah, you want to throw him in Game 5 or Game 6, you could do that. It's not like everything on the line. You can't throw him in a winner go home situation. That's just too tough on him. It's too tough on everyone. It gets everyone thinking about it. So, yeah, just not a fan of that decision.
The Bruins lost the series in Game 5, the one I was at, when Marchand had that buzzer beater breakaway he didn't tuck. They gaffed it in overtime, and then they got rolled. It was a great game. I mean, and they got rolled in Florida, and then they lost at home. But think about it. You have the 2 best goalies of all time in the season. You score 11 goals in the final 3 games, and you can't clinch. That's kind of crazy. It's not like the Rangers getting shut out. We scored 11 goals in the last 3 games. That's a pretty good performance. But we shot ourselves.
It's gotta hurt way more for you because you guys wanted it, dude. You just ran into a really shitty situation. Florida's a good team. I genuinely think the Rangers are the way better team in that series. And dude, their 2 through 5 best players didn't even score a goal the entire series. Jack Hughes is the only one out of Jesper Bratt scored an empty netter in Game 7. That's it. Timo Meier didn't have a point the entire 7 games, not 1 point.
Isn't that expected isn't that expected with your goaltender in the net though?
Timo Meier to go 7 games and not have a point? No, that's not
Right?
expected for. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, but still.
that's incredible. That's incredible. That's a top 2, 3 player on that team. He should have a point in 7 games, don't you think?
Yeah, but you can't underwrite the what's his name, Akira Schmid. He's doing even better in that other crease, and he's gonna carry that on.
That's what. Okay, I wouldn't say better because Rangers didn't really test him much in any of their losses. Like I said, their feet were in mud. But what I did want to say is that that's the Devils did what Bruins should have done. You know how they pulled Akira Schmidt in Game 6? Vanacek was in, and then everyone's asking who's going to start Game 7, who's going to start Game 7. You cannot throw Vanacek back in that game. He's 0-2 in the series, gave up 10 goals in 2 games. You go back to what was working and what has won you games, and you go back to Akira Schmidt, and it worked out for them.
Yeah, he played good hockey, but those young legs, that's why I'm so nervous about this Hurricane series coming up because I like the Canes with their home ice advantage and whatnot. But this Devils team, like the Panthers, just playing so fast. They're playing fast hockey and they're skating by people and surviving these long series and getting good goaltender play. I'm eager to hear who you guys have coming out of this series, the Canes and the Devils.
All right, you guys gave a pretty good review of round one, but I'm going to kind of circle back and recap on that. Came to a close on Monday night. Again, we saw the Bruins lose in Game 7 to the Florida Panthers. We saw the Colorado Avalanche losing 7 to the Kraken. And we saw the Eastern Conference champion Tampa Bay Lightning, or the defending Eastern Conference champion Tampa Bay Lightning, losing 6 to the Maple Leafs. Along with that, like we said, the Devils defeated the New York Rangers 4-0, a shutout in Game 7 to clinch their spot in the second round. And Connor McDavid and the Oilers defeated the Kings in 6 games. Oilers look for their matchup against the Golden Knights as the Knights took down the Winnipeg in 5 games. What do you guys got about this last series?
So, all right, I'll start us off here. So obviously that Vegas Winnipeg series, that I'll start there. I really like Vegas there. I like them in this next matchup to kind of get into a little bit of round 2. But with the Oilers winning in that series in Game 6, the things with the Oilers, their power play was buzzing at like 60% all series. That's the thing that Vegas is going to have to pay attention to. I think that's going to be a huge factor coming into this series. Obviously, McDavid, Draisaitl, they started to get buzzing going towards the later round or later parts of that first round, and scoring goals. They're a high paced team. We've seen it all year, and I think Vegas is going to have their hands full after beating the Jets in 5 games. But I do like to look at this series ahead. Let's just start here. I mean, I like Vegas in this next series. They play. I think the first game is tonight, but I think Vegas starts out this series hot. I think. I'm waiting. Is there any news on if they're getting Logan Thompson back at any point of these playoffs?
No, I feel like that'd be breaking. It's going to be the backup, as Winnipeg Jets like to call it, Laurent Brossoit, or how do you?
Yeah.
Huff, circling back to that first series real quick though, let's not forget that bet we all rode. Blackout Huff sent the lock in the chat.
And then I said that you weren't on here last week. I go, I hammer them. Game 1 -1.5. They of course covered at Game 2, and I didn't take it. And then they just win the rest of the series. Like, you know what I mean? Oh,
Win 4 straight right after you bet $1,000.
yeah.
Good thing I tailed that heavily. That's all right. We bounced back heavily in the series. You're right. And I rode those Knights actually puck line a couple of games. I knew they were going to bounce back too. That's a good team, and honestly, that's got to be some people's favorites to come out of the West here. I mean, they have a tough draw right here because my pick all year coming out of the West was the Oilers and McDavid. So I was like, he's going to do it at some point. But the Knights kind of blew the doors off the Jets, especially after losing Game 1. They ripped 4 straight, going up to what is that, Manitoba, Winnipeg, wherever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Tough place to play. Tough place to play with the whiteout. Remember, we said all year, avoid betting against Hellebuck when he's at home. But it's kind of different when you have a team like the Vegas Golden Knights. I know they're new to the league, but they're battle tested. They've been to the Stanley Cup. They've been to the Western Conference Finals 2 or 3 times. They've gone 7 games, and they have a lot of pieces that have rings on that team. I like the addition of Pietrangelo a lot. But Jack Eichel's getting his first taste of the playoffs, and he's really relishing it. And I'm excited to see McDavid versus Eichel this round. I don't know who I've got coming out. I think the Oilers, I'm sticking with the McDavid for Cup run here. But, Mackie, who do you think comes out of Oilers Knights?
Yeah, it's going to be a good series. I was going to say McDavid versus Eichel. They've only had 13 games all time against each other. So he's going to have – I think they're going to really battle out this 7-game series. I think it's going to go the distance. I like McDavid to come out of here. I like the Oilers. I think it's just going to be a little overwhelming. It's going to become overwhelming like over the 7 games, and by Game 7, I just think they're going to be too much for them. And I think Knights are just not going to be able to keep up. But we've seen this Oilers team get here before. We know it can go either way. If McDavid and Draisaitl aren't going, then this team really doesn't have much after that. So it could definitely go either way. I like Vegas tonight. I think they get the job done game 1 at home, but it's a long 7-game series. So
Canes up 1-0.
fuck the Devils.
Mackie, you're on the Canes train now, huh?
I think the Devils actually win the series, but I just
the Devils.
Oh, it's such a tough call because the Canes are great at home.
Gotcha. All right, in round 2, the matchups we got going on, the Kraken, they're up 1-0 right now on the Stars. Joe Pavelski had all 4 goals on Tuesday night to take the Stars to overtime against the Kraken. Just unreal performance by him. Plus 15,000 for him to score 4+ goals. I saw in a graphic online. So just incredible. Oilers, Knights that we keyed into a little bit. The Devils and the Hurricanes, Florida Panthers, and the Maple Leafs. Florida Panthers won 4-2 the other night in that game 1 of that semifinal. Bobrovsky stole the show, 34 saves out of 36 shots. So an incredible performance by him. I like Vegas in the Oilers-Vegas series because I have Vegas to win the Western Conference. But I think it's going to go the distance. Like you said, Mackie, it's just Eichel and McDavid. Like you said, 13 games played against each other in their careers, which is fathomably low, but incredible. And I'm excited to add another 7 to that. So it's just going to be top-tier hockey, I think. I think that's going to be one of the better series in this round, honestly. I'm real excited about Kraken and Stars. I think Kraken come out of that one. I think a lot of people are on Stars, but I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a good round. What do you guys think?
Okay, my opinion in the West is I think I'm not on this Edmonton Oilers Connor McDavid's year thing. I think he's going to have to wait another year, in my opinion. I think I'm not sold on this Oilers team per usual, and I really like this Vegas team. I think the home ice advantage is going to be big for them. I'm going to take Vegas in 7. I'll respect the Oilers. McDavid's going to get his. I like Vegas in 7 here. And then on the other side of the West, I think we're going to see the Seattle Kraken advance in maybe 6-7 games, depending how this series goes. And that's exactly what the NHL wants. The 2 expansion teams in the Western Conference Finals, Seattle versus Vegas. And I will get to that if it happens. But that's my prediction to come out of the West. I like Seattle versus Vegas in the Western Conference Finals.
I love that Seattle team, and my dad's actually gone out there a few times, seen a few games this year, so I've gotten some gear from that stadium, which is kind of cool. So I got to rep them. But I've been telling all my friends all along because I had some buddies text me yesterday. They're like, "What do you think about the Stars Kraken series?" And I gave my honest take, and they're like, "Really? I'm all over the Stars." I'm like, no, this Kraken team plays a great brand of hockey. They play like the New York Islanders, but they're more likable. They have better names on their roster.
Way faster.
Yeah, a lot faster. Young legs, like I was saying when we were talking about the East. But a lot of playoff performers too. Yanni Gord coming from that Tampa Bay Lightning team. I mean, a lot of Tampa Bay Lightning stars. That depth is really shining. We were talking about that earlier with Palat and Gord and who's the other one for Hagee. But I like the Kraken to go. This one's going to go to the distance. We know the Dallas Stars love going to Game 7. We've seen it in past few years, losing in double overtime, triple overtime to the Blues with Khudobin and whatnot. But I think the Kraken, like they said, I was surprised they pulled away last night when Huff and I were texting about it in the first period. They were down 2-1. I was like, yeesh, this isn't the game the Kraken like to play. They like to play it close to the vest and keep it tight. And when they get that lead, they suffocate you. So it was nice to see them pull out a high-scoring victory, but I'd like to see them tighten it up, and this Game 2 is going to be massive. And then on the other side, you all already know that I'm on the McDavid train, but I'll tell you why real quick. Those legs again, I think later in the series, Vegas Golden Knights are going to slow down a bit, some more tread on those tires. In Edmonton, Ryan Draisaitl, we don't really talk about him too much, and he's actually the best player in the playoffs so far. So
definitely having a Conn Smythe campaign if they go for it, but you know who will get it if they win the cup.
Oh yeah, as he should. But I got the
Oilers
and the Crackheads. Give me a battle of Western Canada and get those Canadian people happy that they might get a chance at the cup finally.
Actually, back to what I just said. When the that's kind of the same thing when the Penguins won their first cup. Everyone would be like, "Oh, you think Crosby's going to get it?" That's when Malkin tore up those 2009 playoffs. Malkin was the Conn Smythe. If Leon keeps this up, McDavid's just going to be happy to get out of the fucking Western Conference Finals.
But the only the thing about the Oilers is that the only reason that all those players get those points is because of McDavid. I mean,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
the reason
yeah.
for this. I mean,
You didn't
he's
see the
just a different
Draisaitl
level.
stat? He had a point on like every goal
I-
or
I-
every goal in the first
I,
leg.
I did see that, but come on, McDavid. Regardless of points, I think Draisaitl could have 8 more points than McDavid in the finals, and I think they would still give it to McDavid.
Oh, I agree. But how good
I
do you
agree.
think
That's why I
Leon
said that,
Draisaitl is? He gets overshadowed easily, but how good do you think he is in terms of who's left in the playoffs? Is he the second best player in the West? Fourth? After Robertson, Eichel, and McDavid?
No, see, he's
McKinnon?
he's better than Robertson.
Are you
and
saying
Eichel.
left in the playoffs?
In the Western
Yeah,
Conference?
no, in the West. In the West.
Left in
I-
the
I'd say he's
playoffs.
second.
I would
I'd
say
they had the
second.
1 and 2 best players left in.
Yeah, I agree. I say top 2. But you could argue Robertson and Eichel.
You could argue them being right there, but I don't think you can argue that they're better than Draisaitl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why. Give me the 2 best players left out there to get there.
Yeah, but you've seen it fall time after time. I mean, it's not like this is brand new when they just brought in Draisaitl. They just brought in McDavid. These two have been playing together for 6 years and haven't seen it. They've seen one Western Conference Finals last year. That's it, and I think they got swept 4-0.
Yep.
Best team they put around them in years.
We've seen them, but McDavid's also a little different this year. This is his best season he's had. He's turned it up to a new notch. I do think the Oilers get out of this series. Huff, I think your logic is really good on that. I think for views and like for the league, to benefit the league, you have the 2 expansion teams playing the Western Conference Finals, and I think it could definitely happen. But I'm gonna ride with McDavid here. I do like the Kraken as well, but it's easy to say when they're already up 1-0 on the road. So yeah, I like the Kraken. They're buzzing, but don't be surprised if Ottinger blatantly steals this series. He had a rough game 1, and he's the type of goalie to bounce right back and let you know what he's about. So I'll go Kraken in 6, Kraken at home in 6, but I wouldn't. I'm not betting on that per se.
Back,
Before we move on from the Kraken, Ace, I know I said last series once I think it was 1-0, I said I think the Avalanche were going to reverse sweep them the rest of the way, and I was completely wrong about that, obviously. And I bought into the Kraken once they kind of showed that was going to be. Once it got to Game 7, I took them against the Avalanche, and obviously Game 1 we took them. So I'm fully bought in on this Kraken team in Vegas. Like I said, I think that's my pick for the Western Conference.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. I mean, they're right there every year, like I said. But one thing I wanted to say before we jumped off these Western Conference teams real quick, I was telling Mackie, I mean, what a bad year to be a good team or be a good goalie. The Colorado Avalanche, New York Rangers, the Boston Bruins, all getting knocked out in the first round. Those top tier goalies too, like Sorokin, Olmark, Shesterkin, and then the list goes on. I mean, the only real legitimate elite goaltender left is Jake Ottinger, and he's down 0-1 in the first round.
I mean, Grubauer, the guy that won the cup last year, he's the reason Seattle's still sticking around.
No, Grubauer's been with them for 2
is.
years. He didn't win a cup.
Yeah, Grubauer wasn't their goalie last year.
It was
won it with
Kemper.
them?
Yeah,
Darcy-
won.
Washington.
Darcy
He's
I always
on-
get them confused.
Kemper, yeah, he's on Washington.
They
I always
lost.
get them
Grubauer-
confused for some reason. I think Grubauer is definitely, other than Ottinger,
Bob.
I'm taking
Right
Grubauer.
now. If you're only saying Grubauer because of these playoffs, then you got to say Bob's ahead of him.
Okay.
But if you're saying Grubauer from the longevity, I mean, I don't really
Yeah.
know how his stats have been this season. I don't know if you've been keeping up, but if you're gonna just talk about the best goalies,
I
left
mean,
in
I
this
just know Bob
playoffs,
wasn't good to start this year mainly.
No, but
Exactly,
Bob has
yeah.
the most
Yeah,
high-end potential, I think is what you're saying, right?
And also, he just stole a series from you guys. And yesterday, he stole Game 1. He stole that game from the Leafs. I know the Leafs started off slow. Panthers started off with hot and everything, but you watched that third period of that game. Bobrovsky absolutely stole that game.
Yeah, he has that potential, but every game you're talking about, even the Bruins series, he was leaky, giving up at least 2 or 3 goals a game. I mean, I don't see him putting up a zero at any point. But who else is? Really, who else in these NHL playoffs is going to put up a 0 or a 1 very often besides Ottinger?
Schmid.
Right?
I think he'll get lit up by all these other teams. The Rangers didn't test him at all. They didn't put any shots on goal. He didn't make any nice saves. It was mind-boggling how this guy was putting up these numbers, and yeah, we're getting shots, but they're to the chest and they're to the pad. Like we got a one-timer, guy went down, routine right off the pad, right out the zone. I'm like, dude, it looks good because it's fast, but dude, I could have made that save. It's a routine save.
We just keep getting back to the Rangers and Bruins. It's just cracking me up.
Yeah,
No, I'm
but
talking about Schmidt now.
yeah, but that's
He
all
just
right.
got lit up.
But
2-0 Canes.
oof.
Listen, man, I got a lot to say about this. I got to get it off my chest.
Yeah, Devils, Hurricanes. Like Huff said, Canes up 2-0 here Wednesday night as we're recording. Panthers up, winning 4-2 the other night against the Leafs. They're up 1-0 on that series. Bobrovsky playing an incredible game. Said it earlier, 34 saves out of 36 shots. So what do you guys think? Who's coming out of the East? Personally, myself, I mean, these Hurricanes are just, I think they're better than the Devils. I don't know. I'm still not that scared of the Devils. Like, I know they took care of the Rangers, but it went to 7. Like, I think there's some play there. So, Panthers and Leafs, I mean, the Leafs made it out of the first round. First time in a long time, right? But the Panthers going to fucking take them down? I don't know. Like, that's a tough one. I think the Leafs are going to be able to hang around, but we'll see. I don't know. If Bobrovsky stands on his head every night, they're looking all right. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm all over the Panthers. I already locked that in 2 days ago for them to win this series. That offense is very, very electric right now, and they match up very well with the Leafs. They play the same style of hockey. Them, the Devils, weak defense, weak goaltending, but high end offense, and they're pretty deep down their lineup. A lot of guys who can put the puck in the back of the net, and like we were all saying, Bob has the most potential to come out. So I like the Cats. That could be a 6-game series. I'm saying. They could win at home in Florida. But other than that, going back to the Hurricanes and Devils, toughest series for me to pick, I think, in this playoffs. I think it's going to go 7, and I'm going to take the Caniacs at home because of that storm surge in the crowd. Such a tough call, though, because the Devils are playing fast, playing well, but they're down early here. I like the Canes at home, but they got to figure it out on the road.
Down 2-0 now. Yeah, I like the Leafs. I know they lost game 1. They didn't look very good game 1, but that team, you could just see the star power in them. And yeah, Bobrovsky robbed game 1, but I don't know how many more times he's going to be able to do that. Panthers, great team. I think whoever wins this series at the end of the day will come out of the East, but I think the Leafs come out. I think this is their year. You get past the first round. A lot of people are probably saying the same thing. Once they get past the first round, it's their year, but they have the team for it. Samsonov needs to play some good hockey, and they'll be good. Devils Canes. I don't think either one will be able to oust either the Panthers or the Leafs. But yeah, I got the Leafs over here. Give Austin Matthews a ring.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going to take the Leafs. I do think it goes 7 games. I think Florida's going to put up a fight just like they did against Boston. I think the home ice for Toronto is going to come out big for them in Game 7. I'll take the Leafs in 7 right there. Like you said, tough to start the series 0-1 on your home ice, but I think Matthews, Marner, and the boys will get them buzzing, and I like the Leafs to come out of that series in 7 games. And then to look at this series right here, to see a 2-0 Carolina Hurricanes lead, kind of looks like the game 1 that the Devils played against the Rangers. It's going to be interesting to see how this series goes. I did have the Canes originally in 6 in this series just because the Devils, I said, I'm kind of back on their inexperience. I said it all season, and then they obviously beat the Rangers in 7 games, and I said at certain points I liked them in that series, Game 7 included. But I just think the Canes are going to be a little too much for them. They both play high speed, high power games where they're high scoring. Not necessarily the Devils are looking to score all these goals like you said. Schmidt in their defensive style, they're trying to keep it low scoring. And when it's 2-0 in the first, I don't like their ability to hang around, but I'll take the Canes in 6 and Leafs in 7.
I just think Matthew Tkachuk is just going to have a great series against Toronto. That line already produced a ton last night, and
He was all over the place last night.
Sam Bennett, Anthony Duclair, Nick Cousins, Tuller, Soronin, those guys skate fast, and I like how Paul Maurice, I believe their coach is, very experienced coach. He's playing Gudis, Forsling, and Ekblad basically the whole game, and Mark Stahl's picking up his play. I've never seen him play this good of hockey, but he's really relying on his top end defenseman, so it's working out well for him. But yeah, the Canes give me that home ice advantage. I'm excited to watch these playoffs, though. Still, great hockey in front of us.
Alrighty. Yes, round one complete, round two in progress for the NHL. We're in a similar spot for the NBA, but they like to overlap games and stuff, which is crazy to me. But so we have round one complete in the NBA. Little recap there. The Heat taking down the Bucks 4-1 in that series. Knicks 4-1 as well against the Cavs in that series. Sixers taking down the Nets 4-0 in their series. Boston winning their series 4-2 against the Atlanta Hawks. All right, and in the West, the Denver Nuggets taking down the Timberwolves 4-1 there in that series. Phoenix Suns taking down the Clippers 4-1. Golden State Warriors taking down the Sacramento Kings 4-3. And the Lakers winning their series 4-2 against the Grizzlies. So let's jump into this round two. Let's start off here in the East. James Harden goes off for the 76ers in a vintage James Harden performance as he puts up 45 points in the game-winning three in a 119-115 game one victory in TD Garden up in Boston. 76ers lead that series against the Celtics 1-0. They were a 9.5-point underdog in game one. So I'm curious here to hear what you guys think. I wasn't watching the game actively on Monday, but I was listening to it at work with the directors and the producers and stuff. We're talking about it, but dang, that's like wild how they pulled that game off. What do you guys think?
Ace, why don't you start us off here? Celtics, game one, the night after Bruins game 7. How are things up in New England?
That's actually the longest.
12.6.
That's what I meant, 112.5. But
You fucking know what you meant.
Cool line.
yeah, no, but going back to the Celtics, I mean, they got to get that bad juju out of the Garden. I think I saw a stat that said that's the longest streak in Boston history of most consecutive games lost in the Garden. It was like 5, and like 5 in a row there. So it's like, oh god,
What, like this year?
yeah, this playoff run, like that's the most like ever. It's 5 consecutive losses in a row.
Playoff run.
Yeah,
Playoff run. That's crazy.
yeah. So this year they got to get rid of that tonight. So I really like the Celtics get the job done. Huff and I were talking about a lot of plays in which we could take them, both either first half or full game or team total. That's what I ended up with. But it's going to be a good series either way. I couldn't understand why the Sixers were such big underdogs. I know Joel Embiid's out, but like James Harden, Tobias Harris, they have a good roster. And honestly, I was leaning the spread there, but I did think the Celtics were going to win. What an epic collapse there. I mean, this team is battle tested. They went to the finals last year, so we know that they know how to take care of business, and I expect them to get that done tonight. It's kind of a fluke and a tough game, similar to the game they lost against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was fucking with you. I think they're fine too. I'll take the Celtics. I do think it goes 6. I think the 76ers win either game 3 or 4 on their home floor, but I like the Celtics come out of this series in 6 games.
You don't think it goes to 7? These are the best 2 teams left in the East. I could see it going 7 for sure.
See, my thing is when Embiid comes back, like, is he going to be 100%? Or are they putting in 70% Joel Embiid? And what does that lead to? You know, you're forcing the ball to your big man, your best player. If he's not 100%, why are we getting him the ball every fucking possession? Like when you just said we have James Harden, Tobias Harris. Like I'm not saying they're better without him. I'm just saying if he's not 100%, I don't know if they're going to be able to win 3 games. I don't see 45 points out of James Harden. Again, you know what I mean? Maybe 30, but that's just kind of player he is. And he usually disappears in the playoffs, but it was nice to see a James Harden that was a dagger 3 for you, but for me, that was a cool shot to see.
Yeah, that's what he's a walking bucket, and he was hot in the first round too. So
I think the Sixers win this series. Boston's been there. I know they've been there, but Joel Embiid's balling right now. Towards the end of the season, he got some gritty wins. He's just a one-man wrecking ball, and they just won game 1 on the road without him. Obviously, James Harden dropped 45. You're not going to see that every night. Turn back the clock a little, but dude, give Joel Embiid the ball. I mean, who's going to guard him? Al Horford? I don't know. I like the Sixers here. I think this is their chance to actually get over that little hump that they haven't been able to get over. And maybe Joel Embiid can make a finals run. You got Miami and Knicks on the other side. So if you get through this, you should get through whoever wins that series. So this is maybe his chance, and maybe his chance to get a ring.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. Jesse, that next series we got coming up, that Knicks and Heat one, I'm excited to talk about that one.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's hot as the Heat take game 1 against the Knicks in MSG. But the absence of Butler in game 2, the Knicks are able to grab a win at home, and even the series at 1. Heading back to Miami, where do we see this series ending up going into game 3?
I got Miami in this one. I've already ridden them twice, and Mackie was calling
You
me
both,
great.
you both are fading each other's teams.
Yeah, I mean, the Knicks. Mackie said it before. The Knicks aren't his team.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Mackie, your Rangers let me down the whole series. I took them every night. That they're fraudulent too. So,
They let you down.
yeah, they did.
They let me down too.
But no, going back to the Knicks and Heat, I'm going to use a thought we really use more so in the NHL than the NBA. But this Heat team, how many times have they been here? Right, these guys have won championships. Right, they've been to finals, and now they're playing against the Knicks. Kyle Lowry's won a championship.
Lowry.
Yeah, no, the other guys have all
Butler, Bam,
they've all been to a final. They didn't win. Yeah,
Udonis Haslem.
But they have a great coach too in Spoelstra, and just a great organization. They know how to win when it matters, and I like the depth that they have. They always come up with some guy that can bang threes on the outside. Right now, it's Strus, right? But Jimmy Butler, obviously being hobbled, it hurts that series a lot. But we saw what he did in game 1. He's the closer that they were missing in game 2. They actually had that lead the whole time on the road in New York, and they should have swept them. Would have loved that, as I threw lightly on that 320 money line. But I ended up hitting them in a teaser, which was nice. Other than that, though, I think this one is going to be over in 5 games, honestly. I think that the Heat take them both at home. It's dependent on Jimmy Butler. If he gets back to a goal, I'll take him in 5. If he doesn't, I don't know. I could see 6 or 7. But I still like the Heat to advance and hopefully not play spoiler to my Boston Celtics in the next round.
Mackie, the floor is yours for your New York Knicks.
Yeah, I just don't really agree with that. I think Jimmy Butler is still. I think Jimmy Butler is just feeling his injury a little more. And this team, they're an 8 seed for a reason. I know they have the star power. I know Jimmy Butler is a different player in the playoffs, but Knicks match up well against them. You lose game 1, Jimmy Butler goes off. Kyle Lowry steals the show in the last 5 minutes. Okay, it happened. We should have won that game. If one of those two things don't happen, we would have won that game. Also, if you fucking take Jimmy Butler's a decoy out there. When you're on defense, you're not even targeting him. He can't shuffle side to side. What are you gonna? How is he gonna guard someone? And they didn't attack him towards the end of the game. Terrible coaching by Tibbs, but I like him as a coach anyway. But I think they match up. I think they match up pretty well against them. We didn't have Julius Randle game 1. Miami didn't have Jimmy Butler game 2. It's 1-1 in the series. So you go back to Miami. Miami has home court now though, so you look into that. I think the series can go either way. The experience might win it, but I don't think the series is 5 games. I think it's at least 6, probably 7.
That's a tough place to play down in Miami. Don't discount that. I mean, we've all seen it. They do that whiteout, the Heat whiteout.
The Garden's not the easiest place to play either.
Yeah, but it looked like it. They almost stole that second game without their man. So, Huff, who do you think comes out of the series?
See, this is the one series that I think it goes 7 games. I just don't know who I like because, like you said, if Jimmy comes back, I think we could see a huge game by him in game 7. We've seen him come up in big games where I could maybe be convincing the Heat. I feel like it's in Madison Square Garden. I could see the Knicks win and go on to play the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. This is the one series. I don't know if I'm going to bet on this series at all because this is the one I kind of just want to sit back and watch because I like these other series a lot. Obviously, with no Embiid, the other Eastern Conference series is kind of hard to be betting on with these big spreads. But even though I said I do like the Celtics tonight, I'm just going to go with this series to go 7 and hope I can give you another opinion next week whenever we're going to be talking about a game 7. But like you said, I do think the Knicks match up good against them, but I like it to go the length.
I think that's going to wrap up everything we have in the in the East, excuse me. That's going to wrap up everything we have in the East. Let's jump over to the West with the Lakers defeating the Golden State Warriors in game 1 of their series in the second round. Anthony Davis put up 30 points, 23 rebounds for that win. What do we see happening in this one, boys?
Lake
California battle.
Show. Huge game 1.
Let me just say real quick, Huff, I told you, bro. I told you. The only reason the Warriors won that series is because of experience. The absolute only reason. I don't even think they were the better team, but
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
I've moved on.
it
I've
came
moved
down.
on from that
It,
Kings team. It's all Lakers
it
now,
came.
dude. It's LeBron.
Oh,
They
100
made it.
dude. But it's not even that. Like, it's like they're the best team in the West. I think
Oh no.
they
I'm saying
have
like for
been.
my fandom, like well, I know I was like rooting for that Kings team. I bought in on that Kings team, but like I like LeBron and the Lakers. I really care about them way more. I more
No,
was
yeah, I'm
rooting for the
saying the
Kings so
Lakers.
LeBron didn't have to go through Curry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I don't.
That's more why
I
I
don't think
liked
the
them.
Warriors. I don't think the
You were
Warriors are going
right.
to be
No,
a
you were
problem
right.
for LeBron.
Me neither. But go ahead to give
I think.
your take on this series.
I think. I mean, the Lakers are good, dude. We saw it last night in Golden State. Golden State doesn't lose a lot of games at home. The Lakers go in there and they just steal one like that. When the teams are even, LeBron's clearly the better player. I think. Steph's had the edge in his past, but I like this Lakers team. They've been the best team since the All-Star break. Have the best record. They brought in a lot of pieces, and you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis dropped 30 points, 23 rebounds last night, 5 assists. I think there's like 4 players in history that have done that. But yeah, I love this Lakers team. I think they come out of the West. I think LeBron can get another ring this year.
I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I'm high on the Lakers. I have their future to win the finals, but it's a tough team to run into, the Golden State Warriors. And I know they beat them at home in game one, but here's my thought. I even told Huff, I'm surprised you didn't take this last night. He's like, no, I just want to enjoy the game, which I respect. But I like that value on the Lakers as game one underdogs. But this is just my take on the game, which will lead to my take on the series. So game one coming in, the Warriors just came off of a road game 7 victory. The Lakers were sitting there for days, right? That Lakers team pretty injury prone too. They have been throughout the year, so they were well rested and they were good to go. They had a great fourth quarter, and that really helped them win. And is that more so because of their rest and energy compared to the Warriors? I think that the way this
I
Warriors
mean,
team plays, the way they play versus the way the Lakers play, I think down the stretch, if the Warriors keep this interesting and tight early on, if this goes 6 or 7, it's going to favor the Warriors with the style of basketball that they play and the tread on the tires. I think that the Lakers are going to wear down and start moving too slow.
yeah, but Steph Curry slept in his $1 million bed for 2 weeks straight during that series. They went to Sacramento. It's 45 minutes down the road. I wouldn't really call it. Road fatigue is a real thing. They didn't hit the road.
No, I know. I'm
They didn't
saying
hit
just
the road.
game
It's a real
action.
thing.
Look at how many minutes Curry played in game 6 and 7 that LeBron didn't have to play. Speaking of a guy who needs a lot of rest and days off and injuries because of his age, LeBron James. That's just my thought going into it. And that's why I think the Warriors will come out of this in 7. The home court advantage is going to be massive in game 7. I think it's going to go the distance for sure. And I'll take the Warriors. You can probably get good odds on it right now. But last game, the Warriors had 3 different players hit over 6 threes. They combined for like 23 or 24 threes in the game and still lost. I don't think that's going to happen very much in the series. It's asking too much of the Lakers. Unless they go up 2-0 or 3-0, it's going to be a long series, and I like the Warriors with more legs under them.
I mean, you can't expect 3 players in the Warriors to hit 6+ threes every game either.
No, but you can expect
And they
Steph
did that,
Curry.
and they still lost.
You can expect Steph Curry and Jordan Poole to do that pretty often. You got Klay Thompson as well. I like you said, they still lost, but I think that's an anomaly.
I agree. I'm Mackie. How many games did you say? Did you say Lakers? And how many games did you say? Anything?
I'll say 6. Wait. Yeah, 6. They're home game 6. I think they win at game 6.
Mackie, I feel like you have to say 6 with the way that you've said all year because you've been so high on the Warriors at home. If that does go to 7, would you lean Warriors to take it home, or would you still like the Lakers on the road?
I would.
Yeah, I'd take the Warriors. I would take the Warriors. I think Lakers will be a 3-1 going to Golden State game 5. I think they could win it in 5. I don't think the Warriors win this series. I don't. I think they're very overpowered in this series. They don't match up well at all. Kevon Looney can't guard 2 guys.
No, I agree with that for sure. I just think the style of basketball that the Los Angeles Lakers play will catch up with them late in the series. If they want to win, they got to close them out in 4 or 5, like you said.
I don't know, Ace. Back to what I said.
6
I like
will
the
be
Lakers
fine.
in 6,
Dude.
but I don't. If it goes 7, dude, I don't know if I can fade LeBron.
No, if it goes 7, I'm taking the Warriors, but I do not think this series goes 7 games. I think the Lakers get it done in 5 or 6 games.
So
Yeah,
Mac, you're basically saying hammer the Lakers in Game 6, and if they slip up, you're hammering the Warriors for more in Game 7.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
I like that theory though.
If this series goes 7, the Warriors aren't dropping Game 7 at home.
But
you lose
they
game
got
1 at
they
home.
got to start early, so that means this is essentially a must win at home in Game 2.
Oh, dude, they'll get swept if they don't win this game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think it's such a turning point in the series.
They cannot. They don't really win games on the road. They won. I guess they did win a game on the road last
Game 7. Yeah, but who do you think?
7, yeah, but that's just
who do you think wins Game 2 then? Who wins Game 2?
The Warriors.
So
1,000%. I think it's a good margin too. I don't think it's a sweat. I think they win by.
I did too.
9 to 14 points, maybe. I'll give a. But you're not going to win one in LA. I don't think. You're down 3-1 going back to Golden State. You win Game 5, I think. I don't think you can go back to LA and win Game 6.
So you think it goes 1-1 and then they win 3 in a row?
No, 1-1.
Yep.
Lakers win both at home. They go up 3-1. They lose Game 5 in Golden State. It's 3-2 series.
So you don't think they grab another one on the road, but you think they close out at home every game?
I basically think that the Oh wait, never mind. Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah, I think we're on the same page here. You think that the Lakers aren't stealing another road victory, but they're winning everything at home?
Yeah, exactly. Basically, what Boston did for the first.
That's not that
5 games.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. That's
games.
not that far of a travel either for Curry and them, like you said, with that road fatigue. Another thing to think about. I know it's a bit further than Sacramento, but still.
Yeah, you're the one talking about road fatigue from Sacramento.
Oh, I wasn't saying road fatigue. I was saying series fatigue.
Yeah, I guess he's up there. They're all up there in age too, but it's not. They're not a fast paced. This isn't a fast paced series. This is an old time series.
Obviously, hate to even mention this, but it is important to note, as I did before that Bucks series with Giannis's health, that came up to be a big important factor. Anthony Davis and LeBron James need to stay healthy throughout this whole series if they want to have a chance to
Anthony Davis needs to stay healthy. He's the key factor in all this. I think he was the key factor in the 2020 championship as well. But if this guy's not playing or even playing to his standard, then the Lakers don't have much going for them. This whole team revolves around him. And I think LeBron knows that too, and he lets that happen. I think he's letting that happen at this point in his career. But
LeBron's still playing great championship pedigree basketball is the way I like to.
Oh, I'm not taking anything away from LeBron, but I'm saying if they win a championship this year, I could see a Finals MVP going to Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely that guy, and with his age. So yeah, we're all on different sides. Huff, where did he end up landing on this? Lakers in 6, he said. Yeah, I think he said Lakers in 7, even though he was nervous when I brought the Warriors at home point. I got Warriors in 7. Mac, he's got Lakers in 6. Jesse, who do you got on this one?
I don't fucking know.
Pick one. Who do you got?
NBA
Steph Curry or LeBron James?
But that's the thing. It's probably LeBron, honestly. And if it goes to distance, definitely LeBron. Especially
this is literally my favorite series of all time. Like,
this is basketball. This is basketball porn for like people our age, because it's everybody you grew up watching finally getting another chance to go at it when it matters.
I saw a meme and it was like 2015, 2018. Everyone's like, "Oh, LeBron and Curry in the playoffs again," and then 2023 we're like, "One last time, let's get them together." I fucking love it. I love these two.
You think LeBron's gonna call up Kyrie out of the stands when he's watching the game in Los Angeles? He's gonna tell him to come play.
He doesn't want to lose. He's not gonna call Kyrie.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the only time he beat Curry, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was when Kyrie had his head, and
that was back when Kyrie was.
No, that was more of an allude to the fact that, did you guys see that? I think it was last series, or was it game 1, or was it last series
when Kyrie dapped up his. He dapped up his his agent or something, whatever his name is. Rich
He was
Paul.
He was sitting courtside at the Lakers game, though. No.
Yeah, with his daughter, right?
Yeah. yeah, I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
funny to see.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
one
going-
last series to check out here in the West. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets have a 2-0 series lead on the Suns as the series heads back to Phoenix for games 3 and 4. Where do we see it heading? Do we see Phoenix even things up, splitting, coming back to Denver for game 5? What do you guys think?
I'll start us off here. This is my Western Conference pick. I still think it is my Western Conference pick. I love LeBron, but I think Jokic is going to get to the finals this year. I like this Nuggets team. Obviously up 2-0 right now. I think this series gets up in maybe 5 games. Denver wraps this thing up in. I really like what this Nuggets team is doing. Murray, Jokic, Porter Jr. up and down the lineup. I really like this team. I think this Nuggets team is capable of winning a championship, but I have them in a parlay with the Vegas Golden Knights that I ended up taking right when me and Jesse took our Vegas future. I also took um, Denver Nuggets to win the West, Vegas to win the West. So I'm gonna ride with the Nuggets here. I like the Nuggets, obviously high flying Phoenix team, but they're dealing with some injuries right now. I like the Nuggets to come out of this series.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to my boys from home about this, and I was saying, who do you think comes out of this series? It was 1-0 at this point, I think. And my boy said Denver in 5 too, because he just loves Jokic. But I don't know. You got to look at the other side of the ball. I mean, you have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, both easily can drop 40 points at any point. You get them on their home court now. I texted when we were talking about this earlier that I think both teams dominate at home. I think the series goes back 2-2. And then you got KD versus Jokic in the 3-game series, Denver getting 2 games at home. I do like the Nuggets as well, and I think that gives the Lakers their best chance to get to the finals. But this series is definitely not over. I think this series goes back 2-2, and it could definitely go 7 games. I think the home teams are really gonna shit, I can't think of the word, but they're home teams are going to dominate every game, I think, and I think Nuggets get out of this in 7. Best series, though, hell of a series. Two really good teams going at it.
Yeah, definitely a fun one to watch. I'm kind of disappointed that the Suns went down 2-0. I ended up taking in both games. There's great value, I thought, on Kevin Durant and the boys. But when I saw Chris Paul hobbling off the court, I was definitely a little shocked and kind of nervous. That's just another piece of the team that we believed in the super team to be. I know Mackey said it the other day when they were down 2-0. Hey, if you want to jump on the Suns, now's the time to do it. There's some great value on it. So definitely something I'm going to look at, as I think the Slim Reaper will keep him around. But at the same time, Huff's been saying it all year, and Jokic needs to get to a finals at some point. I don't think I'm going to put my money on the Phoenix Suns. If you were, now's the time, but I'm not going to. I do think the Nuggets close this one out. I'm going to say they do it in 5 or 6. I don't think the Suns get both at home in these next two games coming up in Phoenix. I think that Jokic grabs another one and really puts the Suns' backs against the wall going back to Denver before closing them out and awaiting a long series between LeBron and Curry. I mean, this is a very bold take, but I'll say it. Let's go Nuggets in 5 here. Let's go Nuggets in 5 and Warriors in 7. Get a very tired Warriors team to match up with the Nuggets. That'd be a great series to watch. So, yeah, excited to see how this folds out, but I don't think Kevin Durant has it in him right now. Too new of a team. I don't know. Not a Suns guy.
Yeah, I think that was more of a. I think the Suns are more of a next year kind of thing, especially with the injuries they're dealing with. I'm big on this Nuggets team, but I want to hear everyone's current finals prediction. Mine, I'll give you one. I like the Nuggets in the West. I'm gonna go Nuggets, Knicks, and I think the Knicks right now. I think there's good value on the Knicks to win the finals or win the East, and I think both are worth putting money on. I don't know what the current odds sit at. I was looking at it the other day. I think that'd be a crazy finals. Nuggets, Knicks, mainly just for the value, but no, I do think the Knicks get out of this series with the Heat. I just think with Jimmy Butler injured, and then if like Mackey said, he likes the Sixers. I think the Knicks are able to force 7 games in either one of those series, and 7-game series it goes either way. But if it's Celtics Knicks, I don't know, it's tough. But I think if the 76ers win the series, I like the Knicks to get out of that series for sure.
See, I think opposite. The Knicks played the Celtics incredibly this year. Absolutely incredible. I think we match up way better against the Celtics. I think if we
That's a
draw the
good point.
Celtics, we do have a better chance. I think if we draw the Sixers, we have a worse chance, to be honest. But I'm gonna go Sixers Lakers. I think the Sixers beat the Celtics,
Lakers.
and because I like the Sixers in that series, and I don't like the Knicks matched up against the Sixers. And I think even if Miami does win, I think the Sixers take care of them as well. And like I said, I like LeBron.
Is it just because the Knicks can't? Is it just because the Knicks can't cover Embiid?
Yeah, we didn't play them well in the throughout the entire season. They handled us all season.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know.
My main
we
pick is the
well
Nuggets.
against
I'm now
Celtics.
going with the Nuggets to win the whole thing. I don't know if they're the.
Oh,
betting
did you ever
favorite
put a
or-
future on that?
No, I just have them to win the West. I never really liked them a lot to win the whole thing.
You said it
I
all year,
just
though.
have them. I know. I just have them
And
to win
all-
the West.
The Sixers also play around Joel Embiid, and we're going to throw Mitchell Robinson on him, and we're all going to collapse. And they have the shooters for that, and that's where the Knicks are inexperienced. Josh Hart is not experienced for that. You're going to see it time and time again. I think that we would definitely get washed by the Sixers.
Mackie, what's
Jalen
your
Brunson,
final,
though,
what's, Mackie, what's your finals pick?
No love for the Miami Heat.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. I mean, you guys are already talking about Knicks championships. They have to worry about stealing a road game. in Miami.
I am not talking about a Knicks championship, but
I think it's there.
I'm not just overlooking the Miami Heat. I just think the Knicks win the series. I'm not overlooking the Celtics. I just think the Sixers win the series. So
I just think I think if it gets to, I think with this series, so many people are saying the winner of this series goes to the finals. The winner of this series goes to the finals, and I think the winner of that Heat Knicks series is just gonna fuck everything up.
you're looking at the same thing on the other side, though. Everyone's probably saying Nuggets Suns. Whoever wins that series probably going to the finals. You're running into a brick wall, whoever it is.
But it's way different. No one's picking. I don't think many people are on the Knicks to win the whole thing. You definitely have more people saying LeBron and the Lakers can do it.
What did
or
I say?
Steph and the Warriors.
Let's find a clip from about a month and a half ago. What did I say to Ace? I said, you don't want to run into this Knicks team when it comes down to it. Nobody wants to run into this Knicks team. And I said if they have to play Giannis, they probably don't have much of a chance. But, Giannis got beat, so.
Mackie,
Jimmy,
Mackie, save this clip. You ready? I'm not worried about the New York Knicks. They should be worried about Game 7 in which they lose to the Miami Heat because Jimmy Butler will be healthy by then, and all this Knicks nonsense will be put to bed. The Heat are the only team in that series that can give a contest to one of the super teams, which is the Celtics or the Sixers. The Celtics are going to go back to the finals just like the Golden State Warriors. They're going to get that rematch, and Tatum's going to get his ring this time. That's what I think is going to happen.
Jesse,
but I
Jesse, season 2, episode 36, an hour and 15 minutes in. Clip it.
Clip that right there.
I'm gonna need you to say that again because the fact that you knew exactly it is crazy.
Well,
that's this one, isn't it?
I think it's episode 36, isn't it?
Oh, that's this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you said a time. I was
Oh,
like,
you thought I was talking about an old time. I was like, no,
yeah.
right now.
I was like,
No,
oh my god,
no.
he has the exact time.
Mackie's not Rain Man. I mean, but no,
You got me.
That's a good clip. But no, I do think the Sixers. I think that the Sixers, both series in the East, I do think go 7. Sixers and Celtics. I think the Celtics could end it in 6, honestly, but definitely 7 for that Heat and Knicks series. 2 teams fighting and clawing for every inch because they're not that good compared to the rest of the teams left. Out west, the Nuggets, like I said, I think they get it done and they play the Warriors. And that's a weird series, Nuggets Warriors, but I think the Warriors just keep going 7, 7, 7. And the dynasty's not dead yet. That's my opinion, but
Wait, hey, so Heat in 7 or Heat in 5? You were saying 5 before. Now you're saying
7. I said that. No, I said that right after. I was like, I forgot the Jimmy injury, and I said if Jimmy's healthy, but I think he's not going to be right away. So I think he'll be back like more towards 4 or 5.
Mackie's like,
what if he never gets back?
Bit.
Well, I just want to know how real he thinks the Knicks are. That's kind of what I was gauging from.
How real do you think the Knicks are?
Dude, I think they're very underrated, to be honest. I think they're underrated from people like you. I mean, I've been watching them. I know a good amount about them now. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a real New York Knicks fan because I promise you I'm not. I'm not a diehard Knicks fan. I like them when they're good just because I'm from New York. But I do pay attention when they are good. So, I watch some of their games. The Knicks are good. They have a good team. They have shooters. Jalen Brunson is a bucket. Absolutely goes so unnoticed.
I like him a
But
lot.
they have a shit ton of potential this year.
No, you're not wrong.
Especially with the big
I
gun out.
like the pieces they have, but I think it's just nobody really knows what's going to come from either of these two teams. I mean, the Knicks are so unknown, and they don't really have that established superstar to lead them. But they have good depth and a good team around them. But Mackie, I just want to ask you this. Did you think that either of us would be this interested in our town's respective basketball team at this point? How much were you hoping it was hockey?
Yeah, I see. I don't want to dive into the Knicks right now. They're the last thing I fucking care about. But yeah, I wish we were battling it out about Bruins Rangers right now, but neither team wants to show up. I'm not gonna get back on that, Huff. Don't worry. But yeah, you gotta talk basketball.
But unlike Pittsburgh, at least we have a basketball team to fall back on.
Huff's just happy that we're all out now. He's like, yeah, if it's not my Penguins, it's no one.
That's my logic.
Maybe Huff's going to give the realest take out of all of us because he can.
I'm just glad we're not going to have any more biased picks.
He can.
We have all wide open series now. No, none of us have teams involved. No horses in the race.
Yeah, it's wide open now.
Because we missed out on some value with the Panthers at points and as well with the Devils at some points.
Honestly, I was on the Panthers. I was on the Panthers to win the series, and I never took them not one game. Because I wasn't confident enough in any game, but I did like them to win the series, which is weird.
But not only that, how do you do that against that team? I mean, I know the curse and all that stuff, but
exactly.
But no, but you know what's crazy is this Knicks team is a lot of unknown, but the Celtics team is literally right there. They're literally right there.
I don't know. My true pick, I'd say, I said for value, I like that, but I think my true pick, I think the Celtics are really good. Tatum, Brown, I think. I'm gonna go Nuggets, Celtics. I think we're gonna see Suggets. I just combined it. Celtics and Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's gonna be a great series.
Put it on a T-shirt. How do you spell
the Suggets?
Suggets. I like that. But I do think
you two are, instead of getting your Eastern Conference Final that you wanted in hockey, you're gonna get it in basketball.
It's honestly clowning us at that point. Like, we don't care about the fucking Knicks and Celtics.
At least the Celtics are good though. Like, they have cool people too.
Wait, aren't you guys losing the series?
Yeah, but still, I mean, we're playing a real team.
What are you talking about?
No, but
pick a side.
No, but the Heat are realer than the Knicks. I just think that the Knicks are not good at all. I mean, they don't have an NBA superstar. Do they have a guy on a supermax even? Like, are you relevant if you don't have a supermax?
Jalen Brunson.
All right, he's good.
Look at the deal Jalen Brunson just signed.
Just because he had a good shot in March Madness doesn't mean you need to pay him that much money.
Jalen Brunson didn't hit that shot. I think he dished it though.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he's won there. I don't think he's gonna get a ring here, but it's like the Rangers too. I still think it's like the Knicks and Rangers. Same thing. They have the best years ahead of them.
Oh, I think the Knicks have zero chance of winning if they get to the finals. I think they. I don't think that. No way. But
I like
they got a bright future. They got a bright future. That's all I can really say.
It's going to be interesting.
I love.
Besides that series, it's a lot of super powered teams, big markets left. That's nice about the Knicks and Heat as well. So we know that the stadiums are going to be rocking, and I love playoff basketball. A lot of people write it off, but it's really great to watch, and I think we're going to get some deep series here.
Go basketball.
Few points to round out our NBA segment here. Joel Embiid wins his first ever MVP, getting 73 out of 100 first place votes. This is the first year that LeBron James did not receive any MVP votes.
Yeah, it's a lot. Keep going.
Along with that, the Memphis Grizzlies have informed pending free agent Dillon Brooks that under no circumstance will they be re-signing him this offseason. So some news coming out to start this offseason with, some MVP awards and some free agent talk. So any thoughts on this?
Yeah, Dillon Brooks, clown, talked yourself right out of the league. And she said someone's going to pay him. I think when you got guys like LeBron and Draymond and all these dudes that have won, just clowning you, all these teams are those are the kinds of guys we want on our team. We're not just going to go ahead and sign the guy that they're all making fun of indirectly. I don't know. I think this dude talked himself right out of the league.
No, I don't think so. I think a lot of teams out there could get free publicity, and any publicity is good publicity. So Charlotte Hornets, Atlanta Hawks, but I think it'd be funny to go to the Clippers, but Chicago Bulls, Detroit Pistons, somebody's gonna grab him. He's got talent. I mean, and some people like a villain. So
There is a drone flying around the court on the Celtics game.
That's impressive.
A drone.
Cup can do that.
I'm watching it.
It might just
It's
be a
an
camera attached to
No,
strings.
no. It has the fucking 4 little spin propellers on the sides, dude. It's a fucking drone. Look, they keep cutting to it. That's a sick shot.
Someone's gonna hit
Are
with
they
a
cutting to it
basketball.
live? Like, is it a live shot from the drone hub?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's not the best shot, but just because
There's so many rules
familiarity,
around
I
that, you
hate
know?
when they use different camera angles. Like in the NHL, I hate when they cut to that weird one, like behind the goalie.
What, behind
Like, just
the
give me
net?
the
Yeah.
just give me the side to side. No, not the behind the net. Like that weird, like point of view one, kind of. It's hard to describe. They only
Behind-
do it every once
I
in a while.
hate behind the net too.
Yeah,
I hate the
I
one that's on
just
the ice, man.
just stick to the normal side to side. Like
it's only good on the power play, the behind the net, Mackie.
Yeah. But they don't do it on the power play. They only do it when it's like not even sustained zone pressure.
No, I agree with you. They do it's random cuts like off of a face off in the neutral zone, but it gives you cool sounds too. And both sports, I don't know. They're getting better with it. So eventually,
Yeah, why don't they just pump the sounds in the whole time though?
yeah, you're not wrong.
It's all there.
Some people like the stadium though too. It's one or the other. No,
You're not wrong, but you'd be very surprised that most NHL teams specifically pump in noise.
yeah, no, I believe that they do that at like
Um,
every NBA. I feel like they do that
right.
too.
There's rules around it if you look into it. You're allowed to do it, but only to a certain point or limit. All right. Well, I think that's going to round up everything we have in the NBA. Why don't we jump over to the NFL real quick? Little draft recap. I'm curious to hear how you guys think your teams did. Steelers, Cowboys, Patriots. What teams did good? What teams did terrible? Any thoughts? What do you guys think?
Thanks for the
Ron
free
I think the
left.
Steelers. I think the
What'd you
Steelers
say?
caked in this draft.
Yeah,
You
Go
guys
ahead.
got the last left tackle off the board. He's a dog, Broderick Jones, right? I
Yeah.
saw a video of him going up against. I forget who it was. I think it was Will Anderson actually. He just mauled him. I was like, holy shit! Steelers had a dog, and obviously Joey Porter Jr., good cornerback out of Penn State, going with the hometown dog. Obviously, what's new?
I thought that was coming in the first round, and when we got Broderick Jones, I'm like, there's a chance Joey Porter falls to us in the first pick of the second round. As soon as the first round ends and they didn't go with him, I didn't think they were going to. I was really hoping Nolan Smith fell from the Eagles from 30 to 32. Oh, that would have been great, but I'll take Joey Porter Jr. I like that pick. I'm surprised to hear you say that. I thought the Steelers had a great draft, and I'm a biased person, but another one that I like, Broderick Jones, obviously you said it, Joey Porter Jr. And then we also got the Georgia tight end, Darnell Washington, who often was blocking on the left side with Broderick Jones. So little chemistry already on the left side, protecting Pickett over there. Georgia didn't use him too much in the passing game, so not too many people know about him. He didn't have all the flashy touchdowns, mainly because he's a pass blocking or run blocking tight end. But they also had a million weapons down there, so you don't need to be thrown into a 6'7" tight end. But
Is that,
they
is
also
that why
had
you tweeted something like "Don't run left" or something?
No, run left. That's where we're running.
Or like don't.
Najee
Yeah,
Harris,
yeah.
Najee Harris, sweep left 30 times a game.
Run behind the fucking brick wall.
Yeah, no, but Huff, you're welcome for giving you Broderick Jones. Kind of a double-edged sword by the Patriots.
That was like a mini workout with our teams because the Patriots didn't want him to go to the Jets.
Exactly, a double-edged sword. We get a free 4th-round pick. We still get our guy in our draft slot, and we get our rival, our division rival. We'll say division rival.
You don't want him protecting Aaron Rodgers.
No, definitely. So that's a double whammy there. Like, thank you, and it helps you guys out. So great all around for the boys. Good pick there too. And I was happy to see that the Patriots got a top 8 prospect overall on the board at 17. So can't be mad, especially with the AFC having the best quarterbacks and division we play in. Need that true corner to go along with Jones. So Christian Gonzalez is going to be that man.
It's just nice they picked someone with a different last name.
Yeah, and someone over 6 foot tall. But
You guys saw that Duggar dude?
yeah, Kyle Duggar, great pick from Lenore Rhine when nobody knew who he was. Bill Belichick. He did that again this year, went heavy in the draft, had some great picks, very safe picks like he always does. But, I mean, defense wins championships. How many times you heard that? If you played Madden 05, Ray Lewis said it on the intro. But, yeah, we added on the edge. We added in the secondary. We added special teams, a kicker and a punter. We added
You guys drafted a kicker and a punter.
Yep, we drafted a kicker out of
Yeah,
Maryland.
who else?
Yep.
Who else but Bill Belichick?
Yeah, I mean the rings don't lie, and we didn't have those positions, and he's a pretty good one out of Maryland. Leads their school in points, but I like that late round flyer we took on. I don't know how to say his name, Keyshawn Butte. It's a pretty good pickup there from LSU, stud receiver, but dealt with injury. And
Oh yeah,
off the field.
Boute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
He's
the wide
actually
receiver.
like talent off the charts, but injury and off the field problems. And he drops to the 6th round. At one point, I remember like 2 years ago, he was a projected first round pick. So why not take a flyer there? But nice to see some defense added for my team.
Yeah, Cowboys didn't really. I don't know. They didn't make much noise. They got that D tackle out of Michigan. I forget his name, to be honest. Smith, I think. And then they got Deuce Vaughn out of Kansas State, which I don't mind. We got rid of Zeke, so we need someone behind Pollard. So
Isn't he
he's kind of
tiny?
the same running back. He's tiny. He's quick and tiny, just like Pollard. So
Yeah.
his the thing about it is that his dad's in the front office. So they were like, all right, just draft him 212th overall. But
I mean, it's not bad to have behind Pollard. It's a good scheme fit, but I thought they'd want a different type of runner.
like a bigger back, right?
Yeah. Also,
we'll see.
some
We'll
other
see how it
teams.
goes.
I think the Texans really had a good draft day. Meanwhile, on the other hand, I thought the Lions really reached. Everybody saying that everywhere, but obviously, I mean, you took Jahmyr Gibbs. You trade up to get him at 12. He's going to be available in the second round.
They traded up to get the second running back in the first round.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then they traded up again to get another guy who went 20 spots above his draft slot. I mean, I don't really know what they're doing, but they seem pretty pumped, and we've all liked what
They have a good roster.
What do you guys think of Houston getting Will Anderson and getting their franchise quarterback? Well, hopefully franchise quarterback.
I mean, they're in the worst division in football, so they could make some noise. I mean, who knows? But I like getting Will Anderson at 3 as well. I mean, that was a great draft overall by them. I mean, you kind of had to do that with the way that things have been trending in there.
I think Will Anderson was the best available player in this draft, and there was reasons he was projected to go 1 whenever the Bears had the pick. Obviously, they have a quarterback, but I mean, I think, like I said, defense wins championships, and this wasn't necessarily a draft where there's a true 1 quarterback. I think a lot of people have been saying this, and I do agree with it. If Caleb Williams is in this draft, he is the unanimous number 1 pick. I know Bryce Young had a pretty solid fucking resume at Alabama. Very good first Alabama quarterback to be selected first overall, I think, since like 1967. But I think in a non-quarterback dominant draft, I think the Texans were able to get the best available player at 3. They trade back up to get him, and it was a smart move by the Texans actually to draft C.J. Stroud where they did, because they get the 5th-year option on him, and they also get their guy to lead their defense hopefully in the future, and Will Anderson. So I really like what the Texans did. And then back to like the team Ace brought up, the Lions. You come up, get Jahmyr Gibbs. A lot of questionable moves, but they do have a good team. They're aimed at maybe to win the division, if not, obviously a playoff spot next year. So I think they're just kind of fine tooling some certain points of their offense and defense that they thought they had issues with. But yeah, I do think the Texans had a great draft.
Yeah, I think another team that, besides the Texans, another guy that just is doing a great front office. The Philadelphia Eagles, wheeling and dealing on draft day and days before. They grabbed DeAndre Swift to add to the backfield, and they also get some more Georgia Bulldogs to add to that defense. Some studs. They got Nolan Smith, who slipped. Jalen Carter too, I believe, right? So
it kills me because I love Georgia. Like I love Georgia. I love Georgia players. Whenever I was younger, I always loved Matt Stafford, AJ Green. That's like kind of what brought me to college football, because my cousins were all LSU fans, and I'm like, well, I can't like LSU. Alabama was too good, so I just like Matt Stafford. And now that all these fucking Georgia players are going to the Philly, I'm like, all right, well, good thing they're in the NFC, because hopefully I won't have to deal with them ever until the Super Bowl if we ever get that matchup. But Yeah, it's killing me. They just keep taking them, and they have the same thing as the Lions. They just have a great roster, and they just keep picking the best player available.
Yeah. So I think that defense is really going to come together, especially getting the Kobe Dean last year and the pieces they already have. Yeah, I hate to see it because I'm not a fan, but Eagles doing the right thing yet again. So those are my two winners out of the draft.
Good stuff there. The draft happening last week. Steelers, I think, doing well, but some other teams faring better and worse than others, Next point I got here is the Packers and quarterback Jordan Love agreed to terms on a 1-year extension worth $22.5 million. 2023 will be Love's first year as the starting quarterback in Green Bay, and it looks like he's getting paid to play like one. So hopefully he steps up to the plate. Any comments there?
Not
Pay the man
much.
before he does anything.
I was gonna say they're looking to get. This is a situation where his first year as a starting quarterback. Say he comes in and lights up the league. They don't want to. They want to set the market for him right now for one more year. I think this now puts him under contract for 2 more years. So we'll see what Jordan Love's able to do in Green Bay.
Guess the guy didn't bet on himself.
When they put $22 million on the table, you can't say no to that.
You could say, nah, I want fucking 45 next year, though.
Yeah, but Jordan Love's not Lamar Jackson. He's not in the position to be playing these games. I'd take the
Speaking of
money.
Lamar
It's only a
Jackson.
1-year deal. Like he could. That's still betting on yourself. A 1-year deal.
1-year extension.
Yeah. Technically,
So,
two
you're
two
right.
years under contract.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're right. You see $22 million in front of your face.
Yeah, he
What
didn't
is he,
take
22,
5
23
years,
years
$100
old?
million. You know what I mean? If he took
Yeah,
5 years, $100 million, I'd be like, damn, he has no
You're right.
confidence in himself.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
Okay, well, speaking of Lamar Jackson, the Ravens and Lamar Jackson have agreed to terms 5-year contract extension worth about $260 million. So that finally being finalized. It's been what feels like forever that we've just been bobbling about this. But any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm excited that
We've been
Lamar gets to stay home. I mean, I think that the Ravens can really stake their claim to that AFC North and stay relevant. Great draft day too. Grabbed Zay Flowers. They got Odell Beckham Jr. and him staying home just really makes that the best division in football, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Coming
we've
from
been
a
talking
Steelers
about
fan,
Lamar for a minute, so.
Yeah, coming from a Steelers fan, I like the deal. Like I said, I think it's a lot of money for him, and I mean, the Bengals are going to have to do it. Every team has to do it with their quarterback. It's the market, but we'll have to see. The injury problems have been there with him throughout his career, and we'll have to see if he's ends up being worth this deal.
Good stuff. The last point I got here in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers gets another player off his wish list to join him in New York for the Jets. The Jets are expected to sign former Packers wide receiver Randall Cobb to a 1-year deal to accompany Aaron Rodgers. What do we think here?
Yeah, I put this in here. I don't really think much of it. I just think, they're just looking to make him happy in any way possible. I don't think Randall Cobb is going to have too much of a role in their offense, for lack of a better term. I think it's more of a, you have Garrett Wilson. They have all the studs around and weapons around all around the offensive side of the ball. I think you just add a veteran like this to help Rodgers come implement that Green Bay offense with Nathaniel Hackett. I just think it's a veteran move like that.
Aaron Rodgers is the best agent a player can have.
Yeah, seriously. Mercedes Lewis is next.
All right, that's going to wrap up what we got in the NFL. Let's shoot our focus over to the MLB. Next points I have here in the MLB is Bryce Harper made his highly anticipated 2023 debut on Tuesday night. The Phillies activated him from the injury list prior to the game versus the Dodgers. You guys see him coming out strong or having a shaky start? What do you think?
I know he had a good game today.
I was going to say,
He's had a bit
I
of
know
a
he
shaky
played well
start,
today.
though.
I mean, it's his second game.
Yeah, we'll have
go
to see.
for
The
the day.
Phillies could use it starting out just around 500. So getting one of your best guys back, this is going to be big for them. So I think big things to come for this Phillies team. They, like I said, a little bit of a shaky start for them as a team. Once he gets going, I think the Phillies will be right there at the end of the season.
Mackey, he did go 0 for 4 yesterday, but it was his first game back, and it was against Julio Urias, who's a stud. Lefty on lefty matchup, kind of tough spot for him. I would have waited another day, but I think he had an extra base hit or two today, so that was good to see. He's one of my favorite guys. I've been following him since he was that top prospect out of high school and whatnot. So, not a big Philly guy, but big Bryce Harper fan. So can't wait to see him crushing them again.
Alrighty, the next one I have is the Mexico City series was a success for those who bet the over. The April 29th matchup between the Padres and the Giants produced 10 different players hitting home runs in that game. Only the third time in MLB history this has happened, and the first time since 2019. Matchup ended up in the favor of the Padres 16-11. So huge high scoring game down in Mexico City. Exactly what the MLB wants. Any comments?
I actually didn't watch or bet on any of these games, but I did keep track of the scores, and that's insane. 16-11, the altitude. I saw a couple people taking the over in the first game. It was like 15.5, and then the second game it was like 20.5, and the final score was like 7-4. So 6-4, yeah. But I don't know. Obviously, like you said, that's exactly what they want when they do these special matchup games. Does anyone know, are they doing the Field of Dreams game this year?
I think they are again, yeah, but I think it's different teams.
Okay, I don't care if it's different teams. That was the coolest like neutral site game they've ever done.
Yeah, so many home runs in that one too.
It was a straight script last year. Tim Anderson with the walk off, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was cool.
It was just like that was ridiculous. But yeah, that was really cool. Two good teams too last year.
Yeah, shout out to our longtime follower and listener and past guest, Abik Patel. He really put me on to that over in the first game. He was like, "You're an idiot if you don't hammer it." And then finally, I was like, "All right, I'll ride it," and it ended up cashing easily. Almost took it to the boys the second day, but then when we saw it was 20.5, we were like, "No shot." And thank God we did because it didn't cash. I mean, over 20 runs in a baseball game. I'm not going to take that. I'll just stay away.
Yeah, no.
But 15.5 first shot. Kudos to you, Abik, and thanks for putting me on. That was a murder.
20.5. You're betting on each team to score
double digit
over an average of 1 run per time they bat.
That's crazy.
Per inning. Yep. And I mean, you hit it first game.
Yeah.
It's mad. All right, couple more points here in the MLB. The premier White Sox closer Liam Hendriks has begun a minor league rehab stint and looks to join the team by the end of the month. Just 4 months ago, he received his initial cancer diagnosis, so kudos to him and best of luck in recovery. Along with that, we have another debut happening here Thursday. Justin Verlander is set to make his highly anticipated debut this year against the Tigers. He looked sharp over 5 scoreless innings in his lone minor league start this year.
He would make his debut against the Tigers.
That's iconic. I didn't even think about that when I wrote it, but that's true.
I didn't put that together either.
I'm just happy Kate Upton's in the stands, but no, Verlander's been one of my favorite pitchers the last few years. Championship pedigree. Mackie, you got to be hoping he comes in and just dominates, huh?
Yeah, we need it. We're definitely struggling right now. We just had Scherzer on 10-game suspension because of his damn whatever the hell it is, pine tar or whatever.
His spider tack.
It's illegal, but yeah, Mets are struggling right now, so we need anything we can get. We need Verlander on his game. Scherzer just got lit up tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that note I put in there about his minor league stint too. I mean, obviously it means nothing, but he went in one minor league start. He goes 5 innings and he goes on 0 and runs. I mean, normally you see guys that make these stints pitch like 1.5, 2.5 innings. So that like he didn't even. I remember reading the quote. He didn't even want to do a minor league rehab stint, so he was probably pissed when he went there. Just fired the ball, and now he's ready to go. I saw that he's not even going to be on a limit tomorrow, so hopefully he can give at least 6+ and earn that quality start.
Yeah, we need it big time.
Alrighty, I got one more point here out of the MLB. The Diamondbacks are happy that that Corbin Carroll avoided major injury according to the latest MRIs after crashing into the outfield wall Saturday. The highly touted number 1 overall prospect leads current rookies ranked with the prolific speed on the base paths and high average batting in the heart of the Diamondbacks order. Other notable rookies that have done well. Other notable rookies to begin the 2023 campaign include Gunnar Henderson, Brett Baty, Jake Outman, Josh Jung, I actually said that right, and Hunter Brown. Any comments on this? What do you think, Ace?
Oh yeah, a lot of great young guys jumping onto the scene early. Corbin Carroll, as advertised, I mean, 5-tool player. Steals. I picked him actually. I have a long shot on him to win the stolen base award. So kind of annoyed that he got injured too a little bit here. Hopefully, he can come back soon, and they give him the green light again because I think he was second in the league behind Acuna Jr. But a lot of those names you see, like some Orioles with Grayson Rodriguez and Gunnar Henderson, they've been all over it. Brett Beatty finally getting his shot with the Mets, and I think he's hit a few dings lately. Finally getting looks against some lefties as well, which is great to see. And then Hunter Brown down in the Astros. I think that's the reason they got rid of Verlander, right? To see him jump on the scene. Not any Pirates noted here, but I know they have a lot of young guys that have been popping off here. And they're about to call up that top prospect catcher they have as well, I believe.
Henry Davis.
They have another. I thought they had two. Rodriguez too.
Oh, I'm thinking of our first overall pick that we took from Louisville. I don't know if he was ready or not. I didn't actually hear much about if we're calling someone up or not. But yeah, I mean the Pirates, the success they've had, they've run into a powerhouse in the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're having their way with them tonight, 7-1, in the top of the eighth. Pirates just hoping to avoid a sweep tomorrow. But I mean, like you said, the start that they've had, and you run into a powerhouse like the Rays. I'm interested. They come. I think this weekend we got Toronto, another great team. So. But back at PNC Park, we're going to see how the Pirates bounce back here. But I have faith in them. I don't know what their exact record is right now because they have slipped a little bit, 20-10. So anytime I'm talking,
these two teams are leading their leagues in division right now. Like they have the most. They have the most wins out of both best American League team versus the best National League team. And
I was going to say the Pirates and the Braves are the only teams with 20 wins in the NL.
Yeah, coming into the series though, it was the two top teams in the league playing against each other, which is pretty cool. Obviously, it's super early. Don't read too much into it, but a lot of your veterans are pitching well too, which is crazy to me. Rich Hill, Vince Velasquez. Didn't expect them to have.
Dude, Velasquez. I've taken the Pirates every game he's pitched. He's been doing really good.
Yeah,
I've been avoiding Rich Hill. I've been avoiding Hill. He had a little bit of a rocky start. I wasn't the most confident in him, but Keller's been doing good. He got beat up today, but.
I was surprised when you guys didn't tail my Pirates doubleheader money line parlay.
I can't actually bet that on any of the books that I use.
Oh, because of where you live?
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Saying like today, Mets, I couldn't have done that.
That's weird.
It's annoying. They tell you like as soon as my book doesn't even, it will show you both games. But like as soon as you click like say today Mets money line in the first game, as soon as you click on the next one, it'll say these selections cannot be parlayed.
That's crazy. I love the double money line parlay. I hit that on the Pirates though. They've been a while.
I took them in the second game when it was 16-1. That was the easiest money line.
That was Vince Velasquez again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He has been lights out. So I'm eager to see how that holds up. It's really the pitching that's been surprising me. I know that they have guys that can hit. A lot of teams do. My Red Sox do, but. It's really the pitching that you need to really stick around.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always what it comes down to.
So we'll see how they hang along as we go along in these weeks, and hopefully you guys can stay up there in the standings. I mean, you got a pretty weak division, so not too much to worry about.
I hope so. I did sprinkle a little bit of money on them to win the division.
When? Preseason or recently?
No, like a week ago. I got plus 700.
It's still really good odds. I mean, who's their biggest competitor as of right now?
The Cubs or Brewers.
I think that Cubs team is scary a little bit. You said that before the year, and I disagree with you. But as I've been watching, Bellinger resurgence, Stroman resurgence. They got who else? Mancini, a bunch of other good bats too. Though, like
I liked what they did over the offseason. That kills me there.
Dansby, Swanson.
Yeah, they're big names, but I'm saying like they added. I mean, they added Dansby too, but like I like that team a lot. I was surprised at how good they're playing.
I had to throw some money on it. I haven't had this much faith in a Pirates team since 2015.
And the good thing is you guys are on the up and up.
Yeah, we're always supposed to be on the up and up, so it's just nice to see some success.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like this team is actually showing signs of life. Yeah. So even if it falters off,
we finally have a core that we're like, okay, this is
like you signed them. You have them inked together, not just one guy, or you're gonna let them go or trade them for nothing. Like you inked
exactly
team, and here they are playing well in front of you. So hopefully they continue that.
I hope so. I really hope so.
But that Rays team, like we said all year long, they're a wagon and they're still rolling. So you don't want to.
Pirates have given me a reason to. Obviously, the Penguins didn't make the playoffs. Pirates are just keep me alive in the sports world lately, and it was weird last year. Like I was so into my fantasy baseball. This year, like I'm truly just give a shit about the Pirates right now. Like I'm not used to like just caring about them this much. It's crazy. Like, and this is why I don't play fantasy hockey is because like I just like watching the really good games. Obviously, we bet on hockey every night, but like, and I just Ace. I've been slacking on my fantasy, like just the ads and stuff like that compared to last year, just because I'm like, oh, the Pirates play today. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I actually own some of your Pirates pitchers in fantasy. In one league, I got Hill, and the other I got Velasquez. Not as just as some good depth. I'm gonna ride it till it doesn't work. I guess.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So it's
Like
fun.
you said, it's not the best division.
Yeah, and they eat innings. That's the other thing too. These guys eat innings. But yeah, baseball season's been off to a great start. Now that my Bruins are out, I got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs for a bit longer that I'm going to be tuned into. But baseball's rolling, and we got Otani chucking for us right now. We got Angels money line on the card, and I think we've taken him almost every time he's pitched. We've taken the Angels.
It's a good team to ride.
Yeah, but yeah, ready to see it.
Alrighty, that's all I got out of the MLB. In the golf world, we have the next Capital One's The Match broadcasted from the Wynn in Las Vegas on TNT, June 29th. We got a pretty good setup here. Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce representing the NFL versus Steph Curry and Klay Thompson representing the NBA. So I think that's going to be a great match here come end of June. Any thoughts on this?
I'm super excited to watch that. I mean, Kelsey's hilarious. Mahomes, funny sounding guy, and he's the best football player on the planet. And then you got literally the leaders of the dynasty, the best two shooters of all time. And we know Steph Curry is good at golf if you've ever seen Holy Moly. So, yeah, I'm excited to see this. This will be a good watch.
Yeah. Well, whenever I saw this, I was pretty excited too. Obviously, Kelce, anytime he gets a camera on him, he's going to give you something you want to see. And like you said, Mahomes, we've seen him on the match before. Seen him play. What was it, Brady and
Josh Allen and Mahomes versus Brady and Manning, right?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I couldn't think if that was the one when they still were putting the pro golfers
Phil
with
Mickelson and Brady. And,
yeah. But this is obviously going to be must-see TV in my opinion. I think this is the best names that we're getting, and we get to see the football players versus the basketball players. I think this is cool. I think it's going to be a lot of Kelce and Steph chirping. I just don't think Clay has like the best personality, and at least in my opinion, I don't think he's like the most like likable, like compared to like a guy like Kelce or Steph. When you're like away from the court, like what kind of person are you? What kind of personality do you have on TV? I think it's going to be all about Kelce and Curry.
Huff, I did agree with you, but I do remember some shots of Klay Thompson always with the shades on, pretty faded after he wins those championships.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But
I don't
name
know.
Name better duos and personalities, established championship like Hall of Fame personalities currently that you could get that other than these two.
Oh, if Gronk could golf, Brady and Gronk versus Mahomes and Kelce, let's settle this once and for all.
That'd be awesome. You're not wrong. But
on the golf course.
Brady's already been in it twice, so I'm happy that they're going to a new set of people.
Jordan and someone versus LeBron if LeBron knew how to golf.
Probably would be good at it.
Thing is, like that's like we could name anyone, and it's like they might not even golf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the name's sake, I know what you mean. This is a really good one to start with. Maybe some hockey guys like Crosby, McKinnon. That'd be sick.
It'd have to be Ovechkin and Crosby.
Yeah,
I wish they keep going back to the Win. Keep doing other courses like they have been.
It's probably they just have it so mastered. They're like, we don't even care. It's so easy to do it here.
But
right, but it's
the
same thing every time.
That's going to be after the Stanley Cup Finals end in NBA playoffs, so that'll be great TV for us to watch.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get some odds on it too for you. So definitely stick around.
I think DraftKings told Tatum not to make a 3 tonight. I seriously think he did. I'm about to be at halftime with no 3s.
Good thing Jesse didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't even come to my inbox. That's crazy.
What did he need? Just 1, 2,
3.
Wait, 3. I don't know. I haven't checked the box score. He might have 1.
3.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2. He needs 2. He's only shot 2, which is weird. He usually shoots like 10.
Yeah, that's weird.
Shoot the ball, you dumb idiot.
All right, I think that's going to wrap up everything we have this week. Episode 36 in the books. That's all I got. Make sure to like and subscribe everywhere you can. It helps a lot. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, not much else coming from me. NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. Stay tuned to the social medias for all the cards, MLB. It's going to do it for me. Thanks for listening. See you guys next week.
Yeah, and Mackie brought it up earlier today, and I forgot to mention on the pod, we hit 100 wins before 100 losses on the NHL card, so that we're going to end the playoffs strong here, keep those positive units going up, get that NBA card back to double digits and rolling, and MLB, we're going to be locking in. We have been. Otani's going to get us another win today, so I'm ready to roll. Ready for a big week of sports ahead.
Yeah, not a lot of season left for these NBA and NHL playoffs, so going to be locking down in the plays and definitely looking to keep that record going.